Yay, welcome everybody to the latest 12 FPS. I am Uni and I am joined by.
Mark, hello.
Hello and
You know
welcome.
me because I play Blink lightly, and Uni, what are you doing?
I'm playing Zan, but I'm also playing all of the not tunes who are living at his house with him while he tries to figure out how to fix them. That's right, I am playing a grand total of 9 characters today. I'm gonna die.
And we're very excited to. At this point, right? Should I just start talking about why we're what we're doing and why we're doing it?
Yeah, sure.
So at this point, Blink has been staying at Zan's house, uh, in preparation for an event. Um, and he's been doing his thing, going around, getting a little bit bored, I think, at this point.
Hmm.
But Blink has been interacting with uh, the we've been calling them the Not Tunes. Thought
Yeah,
it would be fun if one of them got maybe a fun idea,
yeah,
and that's what we're doing today.
yeah. To sort of set the stage for those of you who either don't remember or haven't gotten to listen to the previous ones, the Not Tunes were victims of a polymorph spell that turned various real kind victims into not just tunes, but tunes who were bound to the will of Bruce Gedge, who um,
Boo!
boo, boo. And thankfully, the madman has since been arrested, but the spell has not been undone. And so those who were, given tasks by Sketch still end up performing them against their will. And so you could say they're sort of stuck to a schedule, and it makes the day-to-day happenings around Zan's lovely forest home a little bit repetitive, you could say. They do the best they can with what free will time they do get, but yeah, it's a bit repetitive and also depressing.
It's not great.
Not great.
Blink's been doing his best to kind of keep everybody's spirits up, as is his desire. Um, and I imagine we would probably want to set kind of a scene as far as what they're doing right now, or
Sure.
where we are going to start this. One thing that you told me during our last FPS is that they sometimes play cards. And so I'm
Yes.
thinking maybe we start with them in the middle of a card game
Mhm.
and then go from there,
Yes.
right? Something like
So
that.
yes, they're likely playing cards. It would probably be, so we have Niels the boar, Lenore the wolf, and Rally the wolf are all playing cards with Blink.
Yep, Blink has joined them.
Yay.
Just out of curiosity, what are the others kind of doing? Are they like just milling around? I mean, we know where someone is, but
It would be Mikhail and Yusef. So Mikhail is the bear, Yusef is another wolf who are on patrol duty. There is Pierce, who is off reading in the garden, and Marie is another boar. She's probably would Blink be letting her mess around with the little toys he's been making because she thinks they're great?
maybe some things. He probably has some of his more like delicate stuff put away.
Fair
I
enough.
mean, he's very happy to share, but occasionally, you put a lot of work into something, or if something's not quite done yet, and you're like, well, I gotta make sure that I finish it before it gets broken.
Sure.
So,
She is the sort who like she enjoys playing with it, but she will also take it apart to enjoy it further.
hey man, that's half the fun. Is
Exactly.
figuring out how to take it apart. The other half is putting it back together, but we don't always get there.
And last
Um,
of all is the unnamed wolf. She hasn't really picked a name for herself yet, but she's probably just sort of watching them play cards quietly.
all right, cool. Oh god, I don't know how to play cards. How do we play cards?
I guess we can all just roll. We can roll a quick d20 to see how everyone's doing.
Sure. Yeah, let's see. That's a straight 10. So Blink is.
Extremely average. So I will do.
Blink sure is playing cards.
So hold on, I will roll.
Cool, cool.
Okay, so Blink is doing the
Yes.
best out of all of them.
All right. So let's kind of. And where do they usually play cards? Outside, inside?
They're probably playing outside. There's a nice little outdoor table and bench
Like a
set up
patio?
where yeah.
Cool, cool. Excellent. So they're out there. They're on this patio. Um, and we're gonna kind of zoom in on Blink, who has the cards held up in front of his face. Does the thing where like his eyes kind of peek over, like look around,
Hmm.
and then he just says, "Bang!" and he puts the cards down on the table. Beat that.
Lenore goes, "Oh, really? Well, let's see what you think of this." She throws her cards down and it's a worse hand.
I think I'm still winning. If you want my honest opinion,
It's like,
that's how this game works, right?
and finally, Rally is just like, "This is Go Fish. What are we doing?" I'm very confused about the rules of this game right now, guys. And
You have to get the most cards that look like fish. I thought. I
then
have
Neil sort of like
a
tilts
bunch
his
of
head
twos.
one way, then the other way, and he goes, "I just realized something. These are the same upside down as where I set up. Oh my god, this changes it. I thought, oh, dude, cards is hard."
Yeah, you're telling me. I think at this point you hear kind of muffled for a moment, just a little like beep 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 kind of noise, and Blink is gonna roll up his sleeve and reveal like 8 watches that he's got on his arm, and one of them is going off,
Oh boy, is that
or
time
two of
again?
them, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
two
probably
of
two
them.
of them.
All right, well, it's been fun.
I guess so. Instantly, sort of Neil's kind of like his posture goes a little bit slack, and he sort of stands up and starts just like leaning over Blink's like, "You shouldn't be here."
Blink just looks up, says, I thought you'd say that. Well, he gets up, he pulls from underneath the table somewhere a hat, puts it on, goes around, um, shakes hands with Riley, shakes hands with Nora. Well, that's it. Be seeing you.
Good
I
luck.
gotta get going, back at home. Got a pie in the oven. And eventually does get back around to Neil's, and at which point shakes his hand and casts Shocking Grasp.
And do you want to roll for
I
that?
remember how spells work. Yeah, I remember how spells work for sure. Hold on. Let me just access my memory. And by my memory, I mean this app I have on my phone. It is a melee spell attack against the target. I could do that.
Okay. Oof. That's
That was a
that's
19 hit.
definitely successful. Nicely done.
Just see how wild this gets. That's
Nice.
like 7 points of damage. He's not super afraid of actually like taking these guys out, especially not Niels.
Yeah, Niels is a big beefy lad. But there is definitely sort of that moment of him going, "Arr!"
Yep.
And Lenore is cackling wildly.
And after this, Blink takes his hat off his head, shoves it in his face, and turns and kind of walks out of the room.
Niels is going to go, "Wait just a second, you," and he's gonna go after him, and it's just like, "Grr."
And at this point, after he leaves the room, he will not find Blink like, or not room, but like the area, whatever. He won't find Blink there because Blink, there's kind of a like a sound effect, and Blink crawls out from under the table.
Rally sort of like peeks down and is like, "Wait, how'd you?" He's like looking between the door and the table, and it's like, "Oh my god,
Don't worry about it.
you gotta teach
I
me
can
how to
do
do
tricks.
that sometime. That's awesome, dude."
Well, that one's tough, but do you want to learn how to do some of the stuff? some of this stuff?
Riley kind of blinks and he looks at
We could.
Lenore, who
I don't see why not.
shrugs. He goes, I don't know if we can.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. We're not, I don't like you. We're, I don't know, borrowing this.
Hmm. Thinks about it for a minute. Like thinks does a real good think. And I think Blink is gonna kind of like look at them up and down, kind of like maybe like hold out their arms like that thing like where you're just like looking over someone,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then eventually he's gonna say, "Why don't we try? I could teach you what I know. You might be able to learn some new tricks. This could be fun."
Riley tilts his head to one side, sort of cups a hand under his chin, and goes, well, I don't know. Sounds like it might get weird. And Lenore goes, oh my
Oh, it
God,
will definitely get weird.
we could absolutely use some weird around here. Anything's got to be better than sitting around playing Calvin ball cards and waiting for everyone to get brainwashed. Let's do it. Let's do it, light bulb man. Let's make this happen.
Yes, and he goes for a high five.
She high fives him.
Freeze frame. Don't you forget about me. Okay. Um, where do we want to go? Just cut straight, hard cut to the next day.
what how does Blink want to go about this? Is he going to first go to Zan to talk the idea out? Is he going to talk with the other tunes about getting it set up, or yeah, could we just cut to the next day of him doing it?
I guess you should probably like tell Zan that this is something they're doing.
Okay,
He's not like I need to get permission from Zan to do everything,
of
but
course.
also like, hey, we're gonna be out back doing some stuff.
Uh,
we're gonna be out we're gonna be out back doing some tricks.
some oh okay.
like
Is it do you need any help or
um not yet. I don't know. I'm gonna trying to see if I can teach some of the gang to do some tune tricks.
um and Xanet looks a little startled. He's been sort of working on he's actually working on a sewing project. Um, he sort
Mm-hmm.
of puts his stitching aside and goes, "Phil, are you sure that's a good idea? I mean, we've been trying to get them to be less toony, but um,
Well, I figure it can't hurt.
I suppose not. All right. I guess yeah, that's fine. I'll peek in later to see what you're doing. You're not going to do any of the anvil things or anything like that, right?
Um, Blink continues to look straight ahead and blinks twice. And you can see him mentally like crossing that one off the list of potential things to do. Or like, like mentally like make a note, like Sam doesn't like this one, all right? Like
It just goes, just
yeah, no.
be careful, okay?
When am I not careful, Zan? And he turns, and he definitely trips on nothing. Like out the door, you hear like on the other side of the door, like bangs, crashes. There is like a chicken noise. Um, and then Blink just rounds the corner. I'm okay.
Zan is caught between being very concerned and also trying not to laugh because oh, sweetheart.
Okay, awesome. And then I guess right because we could either do like recruit it. Who are we recruiting to do this, or we could just kind of hard cut, see how that goes, and then be like, hey, we did some cool stuff. Want to also do this?
Yeah, I think probably doing a hard cut makes sense, at least for the first day of who decides to join in.
Blink probably will be like staggering the timing of these,
Yeah, because
as much as these may or may not be planned as far as Blink plans these things. I
yeah.
mean, in theory, he's got a really good plan. It's just long and complex and will immediately have to change.
As all plans do with tunes. Lesson one of
Hmm.
tunes plans are either non-existent or so complicated they might as well be non-existent.
Well, the
Um,
first thing we're gonna have to do is build a seesaw, and then
and
keep going from there. Um,
Lenore sort of goes, is building stuff a tune thing? I thought that was just like you, and also Zan, and also Mary.
Blink kind of like looks around. Well, kind
And
of.
the unnamed wolf raises her hand.
Yes, he like calls on her like he's the teacher at the front of the room.
She goes, I'm not, I don't know how to do that.
That's okay. We're here to learn. Um, I think like what Blink is gonna do for like a very first, like baby's first goof.
Uh huh.
Um, he is just going to pull. How many people are here doing this?
There's probably four of them here right now. Uh, Rally is on his guard duty, but it'll be the basically the three of uh it's Niels, Lenore, and the unnamed wolf who are there, and Rally who has agreed to do it but can't because he's on duty.
Not right now. I'll get the next one.
Yeah.
Um, so Blink is going to take a banana peel out of his hammer space, and take a banana peel out of his hammer space, and take a banana peel out of his hammer space, and take a banana peel out of his hammer space, and take a banana peel out of his hammer space, and take a banana peel out of his hammer space. Do that like at least 10 more times. He does do these all one at a time.
Of course, of course. The unnamed wolf raises her hand again.
Yes.
Did you have to eat all of those first?
Great question. So anyway, so he's going to lay these out, but before they actually start doing anything, I think he is going to kind of, I don't know, brief them. This is wild because I never like wrote a script for this,
Right,
but I did
right.
look up a ton of shit.
Good, extremely
So
good.
now I have to kind of distill that. So this is what I am going to have to be thinking about as I continue. I mean, he does definitely give them like a basic overview of like, all right, so the number one rule of doing any kind of tuning, any goofs and gags, is the rule of funny. If something's funny, it works. He says this like it is the most simple concept like ever because it is.
Niels sort of goes, well, I think stuff is funny all the time, but you guys never laugh at my jokes. So is it what I think is funny or is it what you guys think is funny? Because if it's what you guys think is funny, this is gonna suck.
I want to cut the camera angle so that it is behind Blink. Blink turns around and like just looks for a second, and he says, "Well, it's kind of more objectively funny. Do you know the audience?"
They all stare blankly at him.
Well, I'm not really religious, but it's just whatever's funny for anybody. Chances are someone will think something is funny.
Lenore goes, so that means I can do anything.
Kind of.
Lenore jumps up and tries to do a headstand and immediately falls
Um,
on her ass. She goes, okay. guess that wasn't okay. Random, not funny enough on its own. Got it.
Random doesn't always equal funny. Um, Anything can be funny as long as it doesn't actually hurt anybody, um, and is kind of appropriate in the moment.
But
So,
and Niels again is thinking very, very hard. You can tell he's not used to doing it. He goes, but like Lenore and me, we fight a lot and it's fun. And like we get hurt, which is like the fun part because that's why you fight. But is that not
okay, yeah, like
allowed?
that. It's like that. Yes. Not only is that allowed, it is encouraged.
But you said people can't get hurt.
Unless it's funny.
But it's not. And you can just sort of like hear the gears in his brain just sort of like.
Yeah, 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 yeah. There's no amount of tinkering that'll help with that, unfortunately. Um, even with the Tinker Tools proficiency, Blake is just like they're not getting it. And then I think at this point he is just going to gesture to these banana peels. He's like, "All right, I have these." Oh man, he just like doesn't know what to do. Oh man. Um,
It's hard when it's something that comes naturally to you. You don't know how to explain it
yeah,
to people.
kind of takes a moment and like turn. Okay, Blink turns around, and he starts muttering under his breath, like just kind of talking to himself. And then a moment later, he turns back around, and he's wearing a little mustache. He's got like a Groucho Marx glasses on, and he basically just starts saying like, among Toons and Anquil, there's kind of a cultural understanding that anything is fair game as long as there is no actual harmful intent behind it. And it's kind of about it's about the energy that you bring to the table when you are doing these goofs. It is partially based on instinct, and I'm aware that's something that you all don't really have, but that instinct is also tied into emotional things. So don't think too much, and you should be good. And then the last kind of part that I would break down, and I think at this point he's started diagramming shit, like on the he's where did this whiteboard come from? We don't know, but he started
It was
diagramming
just
shit
off
on a
screen.
whiteboard. It was just off screen. He pulls it on screen, and he started diagramming things. It's like a one of those maybe like one of those three-way Venn diagrams. I have no idea. Um, and he adds, it's also about trust and respect for yourself, your partner, whoever you're tuning with, the audience, and the environment. So as long as you know that you can trust what's happening, it'll be fine. And that's how you don't get hurt.
The unnamed wolf raises her hand again.
Yes,
What's that got to do with bananas?
I'm so glad you asked. And Blink is going to look at these bananas that he has arrayed on the ground and walk over and then bend down as if to pick one up. But it's not the first one, like the closest to him. And he goes to pick one up, slips on another one that like he quote unquote didn't see, and does just a really good like just fall on his butt.
Perfect pratfall.
Yes, yeah, 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 yeah. It's pratfall. And then he gets up, turns around, and says, "Like that."
Bananas are for falling down, which is about funny trust. You could tell she's really trying to like put the pieces together, but it's a little bit the connective thread is still being worked on. You hear someone yell, "Oh my god, you guys are so dumb!" And Marie, who is the other boar of the group, has come up behind and it's like, "It's just about making jokes, you guys. It's not complicated. Come on."
Oh, see that now this one gets it.
I always do. And she goes, "Listen, Blink, you're a delight. I adore you. I think these
Delight is kind of
knuckleheads,
my thing, yes.
these knuckleheads, I think they need a proper demonstration. So let's do something. Let's show them how it's done, huh?"
All right. Does she have anything specific in mind, or are we going? We're just going.
She's letting Blink take the lead on this one, but she's like, you know, she is still a not tune, so she doesn't
Hmm.
have the specific plan, but she is at least in the mode of like, okay, let's actually put this into practical use instead of trying to find words for something emotional.
Listen, Blink is trying.
He is trying, and it's delightful, but she can see that the rest of them are not getting it, so it's like, all right, new tactic. I will help.
All right. Marie, what's funny?
I don't know, stuff. You can tell you've immediately caught her off guard.
Great, we're good. We're so good.
They're so good at this.
Oh
She
good.
goes, I don't know, like pie to the face. That's a classic, right? That's a thing.
You're right. Okay, hold this. He pulls out a pie.
She takes it.
Blink like takes a few steps back, like does like one of those like long like finger stretches.
She like stares at him for a second, and then you could see her be like, "Oh, oh," and she starts like reeling it back to throw at him. Does he do anything?
This is a great question for me to figure out how I'm even doing this. Is she trying to do anything?
She's trying like it. She's trying to be like, all right, I guess like he's. I volunteered to be the funny assistant. I should do something funny, so she's getting ready to pie him in the face. But I
Can you
do.
roll like a performance check? You made the
Oh
whole,
wow. Okay. So that's a 19. What I will actually say happens, if I may,
yeah.
is that she's like, all right, this is gonna be great, and she like takes a step back, really back the pie to throw, and she slips on a banana and falls, and the pie like goes up in the air and lands on her face.
Oh, that's so good. Blink is ecstatic.
And Lenore is again just like pointing and laughing wildly. You have gotten the feeling that she is very much a Schadenfreude type of humor.
Yeah. Oh, Blink is so excited. He's just like, you did it, you did it, you did it.
And Marie,
Um,
like, still lying on the floor with the pie on her face, like, pumps both her fists in the air, like, I did it!
and he's actually gonna like extend a hand to help her up.
She just takes his hand and gets up. You could you there,
All right.
there was the second where you could tell she's like, it's probably a guy. I can't think of it. I'm getting up.
No, he's being nice right now. So he kind of like looks her over and says, maybe we should do this instead of talking about it by doing it.
It's the best teacher I've always found.
And he's so at this point I think we are gonna kind of cut to like vague montage like
Gotta
things.
do a
He's
montage.
montage time. He's basically gonna set them all up like in front of a banana. He's going to like give them each a pie. Like basically just like, hey, do some things. And then
Um,
I don't know if you want to roll just one kind of general performance check for how they all do, or
sure.
if you have separate ones, but whatever you have.
Let's see. I will do. This is for Mary. All right. Niels does pretty good. Oh shit. That is the unnamed wolf, and she is a tiny
Oh,
little master at it. Yeah, they're all doing
the
pretty
dice
good.
know. The dice know.
The dice
Well,
know.
he has started them off on like fairly simple, like, yes, you slip on this banana peel, go.
Very
So that's
good.
good.
And
Oh, I'm so proud of them.
yeah, and it's just a matter of like it's good it's very good for Blink to have started with, at least describing what it is they're trying to do. But as with any sort of humor, it's a lot easier to just do it than explain why things are funny.
Oh
And
yeah, no, and this is somewhat intentional on my part because that's the way Blink's mind works. He's like, I gotta explain it first. Like we gotta lay out what the plan is, and then
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it turns
let's
out
see.
the unnamed wolf, she's very quiet, she's very unassuming, and when you let her loose, she is a bit of a goblin.
Oh, I love her so much.
She's a very good
So
child.
powerful. Um,
um, and
we could probably do this for a while.
how long do you think that they're doing it?
How I mean, how long are most of them willing to, fall and like get hit a bunch of times?
I'd say both Lenore and Niels are pretty hardy, and the the unnamed wolf is having a lot of fun. So I'd say they're able to go at it for a couple of hours of just letting loose and having a good time and letting chaos reign.
Cool. Then I mean,
um,
then they will. Blink has
and
probably at this point like also like pulled. I guess it would have to be extendable because of the size of hammer space, but he does like get some rakes, sets those up on the ground for them to run into.
oh dear.
Maybe he's even got some blindfolds.
And I would say after a certain point, some of the other tunes who didn't join in the lessons are starting to just observe. Pierce the porcupine has sort of looked up from the book he was reading. That's basically all he does with his spare time is read, and
Mm.
he's observing very intently. And I'll say at around the 2 hour mark, Zan will come down and start watching.
Oh, nice, because at the 2 hour mark, they're probably starting to get it.
Yeah.
Again, this stuff is fairly simple. Like, there's not any kind of like body manipulation to it,
Hmm.
which Blink has chosen on purpose because that's a little tricky.
Yeah, it's
Um,
good to start with the
yeah, I
basics.
think at the point when Zan comes down, Blink is gonna like just go over to him and be like, Zan, they're doing so well.
And Zan like looks at the horrific mess of banana peels and cream pie leavings that have been left all over his lawn and goes, "Oh yeah, you guys have been working hard out here."
They could use the rakes to clean it up.
Pierce, who is sort of nearby, goes like, "Yeah, this is. Mm, I'm not. Hmm. What? Why is it that you're doing this? I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. It's not bad, but I don't. Um. Why?
Blink looks at him and just like you can see the smile just kind of growing on his face, and then he just says, "Why not?"
Zan smiles very widely at that and goes, "That, you know what? Can't argue with that." And the expression on Pierce's face is one of being extremely unconvinced, but he's just like, "Okay, I guess I'm outvoted on this. Okay, I'll go back to reading."
You're welcome to join if you want.
'Cause I'm okay. Thank you. I'll um Thank you. He just sort of like buries his face back in his book again.
There's always tomorrow. He's not going to strong arm anyone into doing it, but that doesn't mean he'll stop asking.
Oh, bless him.
I think this is might be a time where we could call maybe first day.
Yeah, yeah.
This is just, we're setting the mood, we're gaining confidence. It's powerful.
Yay. And yeah, for first day going well is very nice.
Yeah. And then at this point, we could probably do a couple of days where we kind of montage stuff for the most part,
Yeah,
if you want to do that.
makes
Um,
sense.
I do have I have these written down like in order of what at least I feel would be like easier or harder to do.
Sure, sure.
At the moment, so like day two rolls around, they're gonna start doing stuff like, uh, especially if Niels is there, stuff like getting punched across the room or like
Mm-hmm.
across the yard. They're gonna start doing stuff like fast talking, that kind of thing.
The
Um,
whole duck season, rabbit season sort of shtick.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Don't cross this line.
Yes.
Um, but not off a cliff. Ugh, fine.
Yeah. I imagine there's at least a couple points where Blink almost goes there and then it's just like, nope.
Just like very quick, like as if he was never thinking it to begin with. Just like points at Zan, just like maybe even you start doing things that kind of affect like the environment around you, like if you're pacing a trench,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh,
um just run, leave a dust cloud in the same in your shape, stuff like that. This gets a little harder, so can you make some rolls for me?
yeah. What would it be? More performance roles, I guess.
I guess whatever you feel is makes the most sense. I mean, you know what,
Let's see.
whichever of like those kind of things you think like each one would be best suited to. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think Neil's something like the I guess he would be punching people across the room, but I
Yeah,
think you could make like a
getting in
strength
dust
roll.
cloud fights and whatnot.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I think like for
Ooh,
Niels, well, sometimes you just don't get it.
yeah,
Um,
it's
like
the
if it's
problem of
yeah,
like he has trouble differentiating between actually getting in a legit fight versus getting in a funny fight.
yeah,
He like will start off kind of in it, but then it quickly like just escalates in a way that is going beyond the gag, and it's just like he gets frustrated when you try and like be like, ah, pull it back.
I think there is a point where Blink might take Niels aside and just be like, "Hey, listen, we are just messing around here. There's not any kind of actual threat to you or anybody here. So, that's to kind of take that off your mind, off your chest, your shoulders, whatever you got."
But this is so dumb. Like, punching is the thing that I do, right? Like I was even before I was the best guy at beating stuff up. And now beating stuff up is the wrong thing to do, even though it's what I'm trying to I
Oh,
Unfortunately,
well,
he's just frustrated. He's not giving up, but you can tell he's getting exasperated.
okay. I mean, I think Blink is just gonna at this point just kind of be like, hey, keep at it, like just but just
Yeah.
like as to let him know like if that's kind of part of the concern, or like whatever's kind of holding him back, he doesn't need to hold back in that way. You know what I mean?
Mhm. I will
Give you another one.
say
Who else do we got, and what do you think that they would specialize in?
I'll say Rally is very good at I imagine him being one who how to describe it. You know the guy who like says at least anything else can't go wrong and then it starts raining. Like he's very good at sort of invoking being the butt of the joke. I want
Okay.
to see that would probably be like a charisma type role. Let's see. Oh no, he's like it's the thing where it's like he invokes the joke, but that it's like, he gets hit by lightning and he's not so good at taking
It's
that
like
hit.
oh no. Well, so what's funny is it does work, but not like how it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he can make the joke happen, but then again can stop before the part where it actually gets not funny.
The follow through.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess that's definitely the common thread is they have the idea
Yeah.
of it, but they can't get the energy of it right.
Right. All right. All right.
I'm just gonna roll straight for unnamed. She's doing okay. She's
Hmm.
trying a little bit of everything. In case it hasn't been clear, it's she her toon body looks largely the same as the other wolves, but it's clear she was pretty young. She is having a lot of fun, but isn't quite
Hmm.
figuring out how to polish it, I guess.
God, the dice do know though, huh?
They do. Oh, you know what it is? It's that thing that kids do where they find one thing that works and then they do it over and over and over again, way past the point of it
Mm.
actually being funny.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
There we go. Marie's got it.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, Marie definitely has like the best sort of sense. She's someone who likes to figure out how stuff works and shows she is very much about like the theory of the humor of it, and like the more Blink breaks down like
Comedy
sort of
theory.
yeah, the like the stuff like the invisible 180 line or whatever, and she's just like, I get it. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love this.
Hmm. She's like the only one that like actually talking about it helps.
Yeah, yeah. She's just sort of like super engaged with it while everyone else is kind of trying to beat their heads against it. And last of all, let's say Lenore, because other three are hanging back. Yeah, Lenore is doing pretty good.
All right. All right.
She's like I said, she's very her sense of humor is a little bit mean spirited, so she has accessed sort of the Bugs Bunny vibe of sort of setting people up for a fall. She is canny. Yeah, that's all five of the ones who are actually going through the lessons. Zan is observing but not involving himself. One, because, he can't, he has gotten his normal ass body back. But also, I
Can't
guess,
is a strong word.
um,
Blake definitely has invited him to like do stuff, even if he's going to be the part of kind of the straight man in this scenario. Like, you still kind of need people to play those roles.
mhm. I will say,
But he's yeah.
Blink, make it insight check.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
You can do that. Okay, yeah, it
16.
was it was not a high DC, and a 16
No.
well surpasses it. You could tell that like Zan is enjoying seeing Blink and the other not tunes like having fun, trying something else, distracting themselves from the existential horror that is their current lives. He is very much charmed by it. He is also pretty uncomfortable with the idea of getting too involved himself, just given what he's been through. When he was a toon, he was very much the butt of the joke at any given opportunity, and
Yeah.
it's not something he's super eager to engage with again.
Good to know.
Hmm.
This is the kind of thing I think at this moment, um, especially with everybody else around, Blink is probably not going to like address this with
Hmm. Hmm.
with everything going on.
Sure.
But we'll see about the future.
Um,
Noted.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said before, Blink is not going to force anyone to do anything.
yeah.
Um,
And I
but
will
he will
say,
remind people that the. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, actually make a second insight roll for the other
Sure.
tunes. Okay, very nice. You can tell,
Really being insightful today.
yeah, Blink, he is the attentive boy who cares about your feelings. So as mentioned, there are three other tunes who are not being involved. Pierce, the porcupine, has sort of done some observing, and he mostly just seems sort of confused by the whole endeavor. He's not sure what to make of any of it, and is generally a very anxious boy.
Oh, buddy.
Yusef the wolf. He is the fourth wolf, and um, he is a little bit kind of in the mode of, oh my god, these kids are so noisy. He's a little bit just sort of annoyed by all the ruckus. And every time you invite him, he's kind of like, ah, get out of here. I don't need any of that. I'm not getting roped into your crazy business. You're getting the feeling that actually, if you keep at it, if you keep inviting him, he will be happy to join in. He's just being a little bit stubborn about it. And the
Nice.
last one is Mikhail the bear. He is not amused by this at all. He is not pleased by this activity. He isn't saying anything, but anytime he sort of passes by while you guys are working on gags, he gives a sort of disdainful look at the whole thing, and has very flatly refused any invite to join.
All right. Mikhail, you said at one point does sleep a lot, right?
Yeah, he spends a lot of his spare time just sort of, he is not a social person even before all this started.
Yeah. Can I make some kind of roll just to see if Blink can sneak a little nightcap onto his head while he's asleep?
Yeah, I guess that would be a sleight of hand check. A
Oh,
10.
not great.
You try to sneak it on him, and he sort of grabs your hand and he goes, I am not part of your games, little man. He lets you go and sort of storms off.
Blink will put the hat back into his hammer space and continue as if nothing has happened.
And Hallie's like, sorry, you okay? He didn't,
It's
um,
fine.
okay, moving on. And Riley's
It's
just
like
like, let's not talk about that then.
he's trying to help.
He is, and everyone except for Mikhail is extremely appreciative of that. I wonder if it makes sense, as this is probably a few days into this sort of
Mm-hmm.
tune boot camp, if maybe now would be the right time for a nighttime encounter.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yay, same
Um,
page.
yeah, something that you and I have discussed at kind of outside of this is that I think I said it also at one point that Blink probably hasn't been sleeping super well.
Mm-hmm.
He gets it to these moments where he is like a planner, even if the plans are convoluted and weird and crazy. And he's also like kind of a thinker. Again, doesn't mean the thoughts are like specifically very good or very directed, but he very much did not like reading that letter.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably has gotten up to reread it like late at night or just been up late.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, can you make like a perception check for I don't know whoever's like I guess Zan just because Zan's the one who would care.
Okay. Well, sure. Beat a 21.
Cool. I'm going to. He has definitely heard Blink up up late at night, just kind of doing so, like even if it's just in his room, he's definitely heard Blink up late at night.
Mm-hmm.
Just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, pacing. Sometimes he knocks into something,
Uh,
dropping, little gadgets or like tools, like little like screwdrivers or whatever on the floor.
oh, baby. There there have definitely been a couple of nights I think where there will be sort of a gentle knock at the door, and when Blink gets there, he'll find like a glass of warm milk or something, maybe some really
Oh, God.
truly terrible tea. um,
Yeah.
And I will actually say for this particular venture, I know you just did one, but make another perception check.
Well, you did a perception check. I did a stealth roll.
Oh, well, fine then.
Uh huh. Okay. Oh, I did give him. Yep.
Nice.
That's a 21.
Okay. Um, so one night, Blink is sort of sneaking out from his guest room, presumably either to read reread the letter or get some fresh air or anything, and he actually can hear Zan's voice from his sort of lab. He seems to be talking to someone. What do you do?
I mean, I gotta be listening, right?
Yeah. So you listen in and you hear Zan saying, and this won't wait for me to get better. I know, but if it can help them. And what would you have me do? Ignore whoever else is getting hurt by this? You must be joking. There's a time and a place, friend. Um, and you hear him sort of get up, the scrape of a chair on the floor, and he is heading to the hallway where you are listening in.
Hmm.
Is that
That was a stealth roll. It's a 13, which isn't great. I guess that depends on
yeah,
how distracted Zan is.
yeah, his passive perception is 18. Um
Okay. Well, then at this
so
point, he's definitely noticed Blink.
yeah, he sort of comes out and um for a second walks past, but then does a little double take. He goes, "Oh, Blink. I didn't realize. Are are you feeling all right?"
And it takes Blink a moment to kind of respond. He's processing, buffering.
Hmm.
Um, and Blink says, I'm all right. Are you all right, Zan?"
Oh, of course. Yeah, I've just been trying to get a little extra research in. Um, things have been hectic trying to uh, do some item development. I and I will actually. I'm gonna have Zan make an insight roll.
Sure.
It's pretty good. He sort of hesitates and he goes, um, how how long have you been here, Link?
Not very long. I didn't mean to. Um,
Don't.
who's your friend?
He sort of blinks at Blink. Ha 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 ha. And he goes, oh, just uh conferring with a colleague of mine. Um, Nothing for you to worry about. I Blink, you and you can see him like fumbling for a change of topic. It's like you haven't been sleeping well. Is something bothering you?
Um, at this point, Blink kind of like straightens up, just like looks Zan up and down, very clearly communicating, kind of like I could say the same to you. Um,
And Zad sort of gives an awkward little laugh. He goes, "Oh, that was a stupid question, I suppose. Um, I that I am not a family man, but I am suddenly feeding I suppose you could say a family of 10 at the moment. It has been keeping me busy. But it's fine. The item development is going well, so hopefully things will be more comfortable. We won't have to live off of uh, potatoes, so no need to worry. Things are fine. They're progressing well.
man, can oh man, part of me wants to leave this up to rolls, but part of me does not. Because I could ask you to make a deception check, but also like
Like it, you don't necessarily have to believe him. You heard him talking before.
yeah, no, that's true. Hmm. I think like similarly, Blink is kind of quiet for a moment, which is uncharacteristic.
Hmm. And um, in the awkward silence, Zan sort of lets out alongside. He goes, "Blink, I want you to know what you've been doing for everyone here. I I think it really is wonderful. It's it's been a long time since they've had something to look forward to aside from waiting for me to figure everything out. Um, I I really do appreciate this effort that you've been putting in, and I want you to know if after you've been such a great help around here, if there's anything you need, let me know. I want to be able to return the favor."
And there's not a favor to return. I like being here.
Well, good then. I like having you around.
You
Um,
you know you're not alone in this, right?
um, Blink sort of stares at him and goes, "How could I possibly forget? It's the the house has never been so lively, even before all this happened." Um,
Okay, because sometimes you seem like you think everything is up to you, and that's not always the case. I mean, even if it's related, that's not true.
No, you're right. I just,
You
I've,
don't have to watch. You don't have to watch us um do do the goofs if you don't want to.
oh, Plink. And he actually like lays a hand on your shoulder and he goes, it's, it's not that it does my heart good to see everyone enjoying themselves. And he sort of bites at his lip for a second, goes, the thing Sketch had us do, there was no joy in it. And you have been bringing so much joy. And it's nice to remember why I love Einquell in the first place. I'm I'm sorry for the circumstances under which we met, but I am so glad that it gave me a chance to meet you.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Um, Blink is definitely going in for the hug, man.
Zan absolutely hugs him back. Um, gives him a tight hug. Because good boys, good boys.
These good boys. Oh god.
And after a moment, Zan will pull back and he goes, oh, "We should try and get some rest." Um,
Well, only if you also commit to that.
well, if you give an ultimatum like that, I suppose I don't have a choice in the matter. um, and he will, if Block will, if Blink, Block, if Blink will allow him, sort of walk back up towards the sleeping quarters with him.
Yeah, I think before they kind of like part ways, Blink is just gonna turn to him and just say something like, "You know, I'm on your side, right? I mean, obviously you know that, but you can tell me things if you want to. I I don't know how much you whether you believe it or not, but I can keep a secret."
Um, and Zan sort of stares at him a moment. You could tell it's hard to read his expression. And he goes, Perhaps another night we can have a long talk about this. I think for now I need I need to think, but thank you."
And Blink smiles and heads into his room. Um, and definitely does sound like he trips on something again. And you hear all those like bumps, bangs, and then just, "I'm all right."
And from the other side of the door, you hear Zan chuckling.
Excellent.
Good baby.
All right. Um, round number three. Who do we have joining us for round number three of tune training?
All right. I will say
It's next
this
next day.
for this round you have gotten Mary has sort of dragged Yusef along. He's complaining every step of the way.
Yeah.
um, the unnamed wolf uh, and Lenore are off on patrolling duty. So it's going to be Marie, Yusef, and did I just say?
Rally.
Yeah,
Niles.
yeah. Uh, Marie,
Nice.
Yusef, and Niels and Rally. And Pierce is again observing. His book is beside him, so he's
Oh,
watching, but
nice.
still not getting involved.
All
and
right.
Rowley sort of rubs his hands together. It's like, all right, what's on the docket for today?
um. Yeah. Blink. Just takes kind of a moment before they start doing anything, and just says, just kind of addresses them like generally, and just kind of says like, um, hey, I want you guys to know you're doing really well, and I'm really proud of you.
And
Just so you know.
Yusuf goes, get
I I
on with
I have
it.
no idea. Hey, listen.
He goes, I was having a perfectly good nap before you kids dragged me. Stop
Blink's
wasting
gonna throw a
my
pie at him.
time. And
You want me
yeah,
to roll to hit or yeah?
absolutely.
Do I have anything? This an improvised weapon?
I guess it
Technically, I
would
think.
be, yeah.
I have nothing. I have no proficiency. I think I get the dex bonus if I remember correctly, right, for throwing, or do I only get that if I have
I'll
proficiency?
say have a dex bonus, sure.
Have a dex. It's a
Nice.
16.
Nicely done. Yeah, you absolutely conk him right in the face with the pie. and and you can hear in the distance Pierce being like, "Oh God," um, and
Oh
uh,
god.
there's sort of a tense moment of just like people being like, "Okay, how's the dismount of this joke gonna play out?" And
Oh, it's not up to Blink.
um, Yusef was just like, fair point, carry on.
Well, I think we're
He's
ready. Um, yeah.
he's sort of just he takes a second and actually like right as Blink starts talking again, he'll do the dog thing of shaking all the cream off of him and getting everybody
Oh,
splattered.
excellent. Oh, excellent.
Oh, I'm
I think at that
sorry.
point,
Continue.
no, I think at that point, Blink is going to kind of jump right in, start talking through some of like actual proper like body manipulation type stuff, like a stretchy arms
Oh.
scenario, which is, you're getting there, that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
or like a running on the spot, like that kind of thing. Um,
The little like circular leg run thing.
yeah, the little like leg run, like the Sonic the Hedgehog
Yeah.
leg run. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
um, and I don't know if we just want to do some rolls for those,
I'll make let's see
or
what
just
I've
like
got.
do a couple, something like that.
Yeah.
Unless someone wants to try kind of like an earlier thing again, I suppose.
Mm,
Well,
yeah, it's there it's one of those things where it's like they're kind of getting it. They're it's not like it's not a complete failure where they're all getting frustrated, but it's just like that they're all very much fumbling through it. There's a lot of tripping involved.
well, that could be funny in its
Yeah,
own right.
that's probably what it is. It's like they can't
It's
quite get
definitely
this
funny.
gag right, but like it opens up doors to other gags that at least sort of takes the sting out of the failure.
You
um,
roll with it, man.
um, and I
All right.
actually I want to roll one thing real quick. Let's see. Sorry, I need to check something.
Go ahead.
Mm, nope. Oh boy.
Oh, 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 oh.
Um, so you guys are going at it for a while. It's noisy and absurd, and everyone's kind of having fun. Even Yusef, in spite of all his crabbiness, and he's continually
Mm-hmm.
complaining throughout the entire thing. You could tell the old man's having fun. Um,
Yeah.
and then
Good.
finally, you hear someone yells, "Be quiet!" And Mikhail is here and he looks annoyed. He goes, "I have put up with your ridiculous things all day. I am tired of it. Just quiet down."
Um, no one else looks like they want to say anything. I'm just like,
Um,
oh god.
everyone else is looking a little startled, and Raleigh sort of raises his hands like, "It's okay, buddy. We're all just having fun." Is like, "Do not tell me what everyone is doing. I will tell you what everyone is doing. You are making fools of yourselves. And I am sick of everyone just acting like this is normal. It is not normal."
No one ever said it was.
Oh no. No, you are not teaching us how to be a perfect little tune like you. You are not trying to lean into what we have become. It is not a funny thing, you know.
God. Um. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if Blake knows what to say to that. That's some heavy shit.
Yeah. And Marie sort of goes, "Mikhail, come on. We're just trying to enjoy ourselves a little with all this." And he goes, "Oh, you want to have a nice time? Well, I am just trying to get through the day and sleep off this constant headache that I have of telling me to go find this terrible little man who did this to me, and you are all having fun and acting like none of it. I am not interested. It's fine if you keep it to yourself, but stay quiet because I do not need the reminders of what I am right now, okay?"
No,
What did you say?
not 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 okay.
Oh, really? Oh, do you have a problem, little man?
I have no problem with you, but if you're gonna have a problem with other people having fun and enjoying themselves, then I guess you have a problem with me. I've just been trying to make things better. You, you,
You think that this is making things better? Falling down and
yeah,
blowing each other up, that is better to you. This is what you tunes think is fun. This is what you all want to be. Is that right? And uh Niels is just like, I mean, I don't know for sure because I can't remember super great, but don't I feel like blowing ourselves up is kind of what I did before anyway. I think. I don't know, but it feels familiar. And he goes, oh, well, I'm glad for you to have this sense of familiarity in this trying time. I don't want any of you to forget what you are, okay? Doesn't matter if it's this funny little bright man or if it's that nasty little girl who wanted to play with us like toys or the man who did all this to us. We are still people. We are still humans and we should not be reduced to jokes, okay?
Is that what you think tunes are? Just jokes?
Are
Because I
you
heard a very similar thing out of the mouth of that little. Blink definitely says something in Grolix.
well, he certainly thought that it was funny doing all this to us and bossing us around and telling us to be how he wanted us to be.
I'm not telling anybody anything. You can go back to sleep. You can go somewhere else if you want.
The only reason I am still here and did not leave with the rest of the people is because I am counting on that old man upstairs to get us all fixed. That is the only reason any of us are still here. We could all go on and live our little fake lives if we wanted to. I am here to get back to normal. I'm counting on the wizard to fix this. If everyone else wants to go out and be a toon, I don't see why you are still staying.
How about you come back later then? You go, we can solve everything here on our own. You don't need to stay here and I don't know about Zan or anybody else, but I don't need you to stay here. Come and then come back when things are better, when problems are solved, so that you don't have to be a part of it.
And Mikhail looks past Blink and he goes, "Is that what all of you think? You want me to leave? You're
Like
going?"
really in the background, Blink says, "I specifically said it wasn't anybody else's opinion."
He's like, "No, it's tell me, is your new friend has he decided uh what the rest of this group thinks? Are you all on
Literal,
his?"
literally said that it was.
That it
Just,
does that is what Blink said, but Mikhail is just like turning.
just
Is like,
very,
are
very much, very much in the spirit of "Stop telling people I'm dead."
he's just an extremely bad mood about all this, and finally, it's Raleigh who steps up, and he says, "Listen, Mike." He goes, "Do not call me Mike." It's like, Mike, come on, buddy. We're all having a hard time here, okay? These last few months have been miserable, okay? No one's no one's gonna pretend like they haven't been. This is this is the first time we've had something else to think about in ages. And I don't get all the stuff that Blink is saying here, but I'm glad to have something else to work on, okay? Like what good is sitting around all moody gonna do about it, huh? Gil goes, oh, oh, my old friend, you have always been so easily lured in. The little girl, she got to you too. That's fine. If you are all going to have fun pretending to be this thing that you are not, Then I wish you the best of luck. I will find somewhere else to take my nap. And he storms off, having quite effectively pooped all over the mood.
Yeah.
And Rally turns to Blink and he goes, I'm sorry, Blink.
Yeah. I don't even know if Blink is gonna respond. I think, well, I think he says something like, just you know that's not what I was doing, right?
Um, and Rally comes up and sort of gives Blink a sort of pat on the back and goes, "Of course, man, you've just been. I'm the one who asked you to start teaching us stuff. Like, don't worry about him. I think it's like I said, these last few months have been rough on everybody. Don't
He was just so sad or angry. And there's, I mean, it's okay to feel like that, but there's a certain point where
Marie comes up and
there's no point to.
she's actually going to sort of sweep Blink up in her big beefy boar arms and go, hey, don't let old Mikey get to you, okay? Man's always been a brat. We're glad that you're helping us out, okay? And if we didn't want to be doing this, we wouldn't be doing this. And Yusuf in the back row goes, you forced me into it. And she goes, shut up. He goes, we're here because we like hanging out with you and you're teaching us a cool thing. So don't don't you dare let old crab pants over there get you down, all right?
All right. It's
Um,
a real bear to deal with.
hey. And she like you Blake doesn't have any hair, so there's nothing to ruffle, but she like gives him a little noogie. He
Mm.
goes, all right, come on, you've done a lot to brighten up all our days, eh? Let's get let's do the turn. Come on. What else have you got up your sleeve?
Uh. Oh God. Wait. What are we? What are they asking?
Uh, Basically, it's just like trying to change the topic to like let's do more tune stuff. We are here because we want to do it. Let's not focus on um, that encounter anymore. They're just trying to like be really encouraging about yeah, you're great, Blink. We like you.
All right. Cool. Is Zan watching?
Zan probably came down part way through, and so he is watching now. Yes.
Damn it. I still think I might just have like just say well, I did have one idea. Hard cut. Fuck, this is awful. Hard cut to them like up on the roof.
Like I think it will be like Zan has been like, well, I want to help Blink cheer up, but he is like allowed this, but also he is watching with clearly extreme like, oh dear.
who's um who has been kind of the most enthusiastic about stuff?
Um, I think for this gag, everyone is. You can tell there's a small degree of like, oh boy, oh this is the big leagues, and it will be Rally who steps up to try and do it. He goes, all right, well, you know, I've been getting the hang of it, so clearly I'm the man to take charge on this. Yep.
All right. He hands. I think he hands Riley like a blindfold, just to really, just to really go hard.
And Raleigh stares at it and then very hesitantly takes it and ties it on and goes, all right.
All right. Don't think too hard about it. And then he just like 3, 2, go, and he, like pushes him forward.
And Raleigh, like, he sort of runs forward, trying to keep his footing as he runs. What should I roll to see if he can
I
do
have no
this?
idea what the hell role that this would
Oh
be.
my god. I guess
I get.
it's I guess he's trying to do a deception check on himself.
Yeah. Maybe do you want to roll a deception and roll an insight? And if deception wins out, he's able to do it.
Sure, sure. Oh my god. This is chaos. I love it.
This is fine.
So his deception is a 7.
Okay.
Not
Good.
great.
We're off to a great start.
His insight is a
Yes.
2. Perfect. um, so yeah, he stumbles
Yes.
forward and he's sort of like walking, and there's a moment where the camera from the top up, you see him sort of stagger forward as Blake pushes him. And he goes, ah, Blink, dude, watch it. I nearly fell. And then the camera pans out and he's just like, yeah, a few steps off of the edge of the house. Um, and
Blink
every,
definitely like just like turns to everybody else, the biggest smile ever.
yeah, and Niels just is like, yo! And at that point, Riley's like, what happened? And he pulls the blindfold off, looks down, goes, oh dear, yoink,
Blink
falls.
is gonna cast Featherfall, by the way. He probably did set up like a mattress or something, like down at the
Yeah,
bottom. But
Zan
Blink is
has
gonna cast
definitely been
Featherfall.
like, he is cast like a sort of magic net to catch anyone.
Yeah,
Uh,
Blink's got Featherfall. It's fine.
it's all good.
It's fine.
Safety first. Um,
Excellent.
and from down below, like after a moment, you hear Ral go, "I'm okay."
Oh, excellent.
um, and everyone is just like, "Woo!"
Oh, that's
Um,
so good. Oh
yeah,
god.
they're all sort of gathering around and super excited to be like, oh my god, that was so cool. Because this is definitely like the gag that is most like opposed to human instinct. um,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
to see it get pulled off is really really exciting for them, and like uh, um Niels is like, oh god, I gotta do it next. And Marie's like, oh, you're so heavy, you'll fall right away. He's like, no, that's what'll make it funnier if I do it, man. And Zan is just sort of like, uh, puts a hand on Blink's shoulder, and he goes, you're a fabulous teacher. I just want you to know that.
Oh. I think Blink is just gonna kind of like put his hand on top of Zan's and just say like, thanks, thanks,
Mhm.
Zan.
um, And I think maybe we can cut it there. Um,
Yeah. If you don't have anything else, pan out. We're
uh,
doing. We got it.
I think pan out. There is a brief shot of a bear with a sack over his shoulder trudging off into the woods. But we overall have this moment of just everybody having feeling okay, and you know what, this situation they're all in is messy and miserable and not fair, but that doesn't mean they can't find the fun in
Yeah.
between.
Yeah.
Yay,
Yeah.
the end.
The end. We got it.
Yay. Okay, I will stop the recording. Thank you, everyone, for
Great.
listening. Thank you,
Thanks,
Mock, for
everybody.
being so delightful. Um,
Uni, thanks for playing 9 characters.
somehow. All
You did
right.
good. It was great. You did great.
Yay, thank you. I'm so glad. All right. And
Great.